Hi everyone, I'm Megan Rokel, one of the two clinical psychologists here at Whole Health Chicago, and I'm coming to you today with a video blog that I'm hoping to do about once a month with different mental health tips and resources. We will post them with a different topic each month. We look forward to your comments and questions, any thoughts you have, or ideas that you'd like to see explored on the blog. This month, I've been thinking a lot about detox. We do a lot of detox here at Whole Health. It's often the first thing we do when somebody comes in. We know that we need to get out metals and toxins and bugs from the system before we introduce anything new a lot of the time. And we also find that sometimes the detox is the only real thing that's necessary. The body is an amazing thing and is often self-regenerating, so we will find it reorganizing itself and balancing itself out once the toxins are gone. And I find that this is maybe doubly true with mental health. All of us have pretty buggy mental operating systems. We have a lot of kind of mental viruses from our evolutionary history, our cultural history, our family history, and they consist of untrue thoughts and beliefs we acquire over a lifetime. In the same way that viruses aren't personal, neither are thoughts. They just sort of show up, and once we believe them, they will sort of feed on anything, and they can affect all the other aspects of our health and well-being, including our relationships, our work, our just day-to-day life and physical health. So viruses disrupt natural functioning, and once we get rid of them, the hope is that the functioning will return. And that's kind of what I find in terms of mental health, that once we subtract or clean out the viral thoughts and beliefs, that natural functioning returns, very easy natural functioning. In order to clear the bugs, it's sort of like when you go in to see your medical doctor. You go in maybe with a pain, and then they trace it to perhaps a virus or bug of some kind, and then look to clean that out with various ways of doing that. Same with stress. Stress acts as sort of the indicator that there's some mental operating system that needs debugging. And then that's what we can do. We can act as our own detox agent by following our stress and then questioning our thoughts. So my favorite mental detox and cleanse comes from a woman named Byron Katie. She is a woman who's suffered a lot in her youth, many years ago now. And she was agoraphobic, had an eating disorder, very angry a lot of the time, highly stressed out. And one day she woke up and didn't have any thoughts. And the insight she gained in that moment was that her life was not stressful and she wasn't suffering because of her husband or her children or her job. Rather, it was her beliefs about those things that were causing the suffering. And she came up with a quick kind of mental cleanse that consists of 4 questions and what she calls a turnaround. And you take one stressful thought at a time. That could be a belief about yourself, other people, about life in general, or a judgment of some kind. Those are often very stressful, and put them up to the 4 questions. So that's what we're going to do today. So pick a stressful thought. It's usually a belief or a judgment about yourself, about others, about the world in general. And you want to pick something that's straightforward, just one thought at a time. Kind of take a minute to follow your stress and think about what's on your mind when you're the most stressed out. Often the thought is something like, I should be, or my partner should, have to, need to. These kinds of words indicate a very stressful thought and an untrue one. So I'm going to try today to just have you go along with me, and I'll use the thought, my partner should understand me. So the first question for the thought I'm going to use, my partner should understand me, is it true? My partner should understand me. Well, if I've been believing that for a long time, I'm probably going to say yes right away. Yes, my partner should understand me. They're my partner. We've been together a long time. You know, you would think they would understand me by now, and it feels like they never do. So let's say I answer that yes. And the answer to these questions is only yes or no. Try and stay with yes or no as best as you can, because if not, you'll get into justifying the thought itself. Just like a virus, a thought will try to live off of any evidence it can. Anything around it will be eaten up by the thought. So we really want to focus in go thought by thought and challenge them. So the second question for my partner should understand me is, can you absolutely know that it's true that your partner should understand you? And then the mind starts to slow down a little bit. Instead of just believing the thought and moving on, a very subtle, quick thing, kind of stop and get a little more space between our awareness and the thought itself, and then we can really take a look. And so maybe if I slow down, well, my partner, can I absolutely know that it's true? Well, no, because as of right now, as far as I know, they don't understand me. And so that can start to shift things around. I get a little more perspective and start to wake up to reality that maybe it isn't true that my partner should understand me, since they don't. The third question is, how do you react? What happens in your life when you believe the thought that my partner should understand me? And here you want to really, get those images in your mind. Think back to when you believed these thoughts. And so, well, I probably get really stressed out. I, think of all the times that I feel like they've never understood me. I'm angry with them. Maybe I stop communicating entirely because I just don't believe they could understand me. And it's just a very stressful relationship all around if I'm believing that thought. So you really want to get into that and notice what happens. And the fourth question sort of acts as the cleanse. And you want to also take some time with this, a little longer than we're taking on this video. The fourth question is, who would you be without the thought, my partner should understand me? And you might want to picture the same scenes of arguing with your partner, whatever it is. And then things start to shift around. You start to feel a little clearer. Well, I might take more time to help them understand. I might see all the ways I haven't probably communicated all that clearly. I might see how innocently they don't understand because they really have a different perspective or a different experience. I feel myself relaxing in front of them and taking the time and feeling more connected. The last thing you want to do is what Byron Katie calls the turnarounds. And you take the stressful thought and turn it around to its opposite. And I'll do one here, but I'll encourage you to go to thework.com after the video and do some more work on your own. Detox isn't a one-shot deal. It's often a process. We know that at Whole Health for sure. There's sometimes many layers of detoxification that are needed. So take your time. Try it out here, but go to thework.com. There's all these worksheets, videos, a lot of things for free, and you can try this out and take more time with it. So the last thing you want to do is a turnaround. How might it be just as true that my partner shouldn't understand me? Well, they don't in this moment. They shouldn't understand me because they don't. That seems sort of self-evident all of a sudden, and they shouldn't understand me because, again, they have different experiences, a different lifestyle, a different background, etc., etc. The other turnaround might be something like, I should understand me. And that could be just as true, that if I'm believing my partner should understand me, I'm spending all this time trying to get them to understand me, and if I understood me, it wouldn't feel nearly as necessary. In fact, I'd be the only one needed, and if they understood, great, it would be a bonus, but not necessary. So hang out in these turnarounds and really kind of look from a detoxified mind, and you'll find all kinds of interesting things. So I hope that makes you feel good and cleansed, and you continue your mental cleanse beyond today. And I'll look forward to hearing from you. See you next time.